Now, it's time to get everybody in on the spotlight. So, why not have a debate and heat some things up? So, we have moderator Naren sir, who's going to be the head of the debate. Over to you, Naren sir.
All right, thank you so much, Arushi and Ashmi. Friends, we have a very burning topic here. Um, the world in the last few months faced a very big pandemic, and there were so many threats coming from US to China, and China to US, and Russia to US, and so many Middle Eastern countries. They were fighting with the superpowers just because they had so much of weapons and military with them. Yeah, and the entire future of the entire planet was at stake. What if somebody like Kim Jong presses the nuclear bomb button? So what should we do? Should we demilitarize all the 200 countries and get away with all the weapons and the military once for all? Or should we not demilitarize? That's the burning question we have and all our participants have. And in this debate, we will request all the audience to participate in this and share your views on that. But first, we would like to start with the participants. So we will have the first speaker, Arushi. Arushi, can we have your comments, please?
I think the army should be banned. Okay, first of all, you're at your homes for the past 9 months, and the army people are suffering, and they don't get to spend any time with their families. Even we should also think about them. And I know many of my friends have parents who are in the army, and they can't attend anything because they are so busy with their lives. And I don't think that's right because you need to give time for your family too. So I think the army should be banned.
Okay, Arushi, taking your comments. Army should be banned. Let's see what Divyanshri has to say.
I think the army should not be banned because seeing the current situation, or if you go in the past, there was army, and this proves that army is needed. So I think army should not be banned.
All right, Devna, what's your comments?
The army should not ban because army is for the security of the people. They're they're for us, and they secure us, and they lo- lost their lives because of. So that is why army should not be banned.
All right, thank you so much. There are school of thoughts that are coming in. Army should be banned because now this is because of this. That's the root cause. They have so much of weapons, so much of power. Like in Pakistan, we see that army actually rules the country. So what if we finish off everything once for all? Let's see what Shreya has to say.
I don't think the army should be banned because it has always been a history that humans try to invade other people in order to get supremacy. This human tendency is natural, and a well educated society has to have its own defense mechanism in place in order to protect its citizens.
All right, Shreya saying that army should not be banned, but we have instances of countries like Vatican City and Cuba who have done away, like Costa Rica, who have done away with armies and they don't spend anything on the armies at all. So let's see what Abir has to say. Abir, please give your reviews on this.
I totally disagree with Shreya saying that army should be banned should not be banned. They should be banned as the money spent by India in 2019 on ammunition and weapons was $71.1 billion. And this money could have gone to better places such as education and healthcare. The bombs and vehicles are not needed. And if there would be no army, it would automatically go towards peacefulness.
All right, the kind of money we spend on army and weapons and the bombs is crazy and insane. That's what Abir has to say. So friends, let's have what Ketaki ma'am has to say. She's raising her hand. Ketaki ma'am, please go ahead. Ketaki ma'am, are you raising your hand to share your views, please? All right. Friends, we've taken views from a few of our participants. Has everyone spoken? All the participants have spoken so far, whoever is logged in? Oh, yes, Ashwi. Can we have comments coming from you, Ashwi?
I think army should not be banned because you're safe at home because of them. And they work so hard for us. And if you ban, and it's scientifically proved that 90% of so many people want to get into the army and not do any other job.
Okay, so there are two different schools of thought. One is saying that army is creating a problem because of the nuclear bombs, because of the power they have, the kind of dictating terms they give, and the threat they give, and the kind of money they spend is crazy. On the other hand, we have a second school of thought that says that it is the sense of security as a country, as a nation. So there are two different schools of thought. Let's see what everyone has to say, because this is going to be an open round, where everyone can unmute and speak at will. Only thing is that I will ask you that don't interrupt and cut on to the other person. Please give your point and be respectful and listen to others' points also. But don't refrain from giving your point. So make sure that you're able to speak and give your points. So it's an open round. Nobody will be given a chance to speak. You have to grab the chance to speak. The open round starts now.
I think that the purpose of the army should be to defend and not to attack. Because looking at the current scenario, countries like North Korea are possessing nuclear weapons, and also countries like India and USA are always showing maturity towards the world. And in contrast, North Korea always threatens to indulge in a war. So, to safeguard ourselves for such intrusion and threats, we should have a well trained and well equipped army in place. I would further like to add any army is governed by its president or king is so it is the government of the country which decides the action of the army. And if we take a oath from the army that we will not attack first and we will just try to defend our country, I think there will be no wars taking place across. If all the armies take this oath, there will be no wars. There will be no wars held across, and so this will help us prevent from wars as well as it will help us defend the country. So the idea of banning the whole army is really bad.
Yeah, I don't think so. The army should be banned, as what will happen when they are banned is the people will not pick fights with others, because they know that if they escalate a fight to a huge stage, no one will be there to protect them. So automatically, people will be more uh, friendly. And also, this would promote peacefulness between nations, and people will try to befriend others and people from other countries. There will be no sense of terror, and no one would be need to afraid of any bombings or wars.
But this will leave a lot of people jobless, as armies provide, said before, strong basis of jobs for, said 90% of the people want to go in the army. So the government will have to provide for an alternative job opportunity, so that at least some people who want to serve the nation, they have an opportunity to serve their nation.
That's
The
a
army
brilliant
is
point, Niharika, saying that where will all these people go? Who will employ them? Who will take care of their families? That's an important point. Yes. Anybody else? Please go ahead.
I agree
the,
with you, Harika.
Army should
Because if we see
sacrificing their
the
lives for
current scenarios, it is really
their personal.
necessary to defend our country. So, it is the leaders and chief citizens' duty that we must promote peace and tranquility instead of attacking. Because having an army does not always mean that we are wasting money, and it does not always mean that we are going to attack others. It also means that we are showing a national duty, and it is the opportunity to serve our nation, and it also helps us have our country protected at some level. And it safeguards the country, and our threats are really small. And having the point, as Arushi said, that they don't get time to spend with our families, our government should look into, like they should appoint some of holidays to them, like for 3 to 4 months, in which they can indulge their time in spending time with the families, as well as they can also look into the safeness of our country.
the army is one of the oldest and longest lasting. It's been around 243 years.
The human beings will get into each other's territory in the greed of acquiring more land. An army is needed for that. So I think army shouldn't be banned.
Having an army violates the freedom of conscience. Conscription is the practice of forcing people into fighting in the wars, and if it's implemented, there will be at least one soldier forced to fight who disagrees with the war, be it for moral reasons or other reasons. It forces them to be hypocrites and just to evade punishment. And a government should not be able to force people to defy their beliefs and standards, nor any person or institutions. At least 20 Indian soldiers died in the India-China clash earlier this year, which was fought without any firearms because of the 1996 agreement barring guns and explosives from the area. And at least 76 Indian soldiers were injured. If the army would not have existed there, there would have been no casualties and no one would have been injured, and there would not have been any clashes between India and
But
Okay,
if
let's see what the other people have to say. Yes, Devna, go ahead, please.
But if army would be not there, the China, Pakistan, who want to take the revenge from the India, like they will attack the India, and we will lead to loss of lives. So to protect ourselves, so the army are standing in front of us to protect us. So I think the army should not be banned.
Okay, let's have anybody else from the guests or the audience wants to speak. Please give your views. You're most welcome to. Please go ahead. So friends, we were having this school of thoughts about army should be banned or not. And I think everyone gave in their views very nicely. But it's time to now close the debate, friends. You were very, very vocal. And that is what we wanted to learn in this debating system, that how you get vocal when it's your time to speak.